Hey folks, finally back at it. I had about a week's break, so I was too busy to get up here and work on it. And getting ready to start painting our texture. I've got two different colors. I want to come up with something kind of in between, so I'm just going to mix two paints. That lighter color is already the color that the texture is on the walls. And I want to come up with a third color, so I'm just going to mix these two. And I'm going to keep mixing and pouring until I get something I like. I start with about half and half because I need a certain amount of paint to begin with. But I want it darker than what I have here. I'm going to shake it up. I lightened it up considerably from what it was. See the colors on the edge of the can there. They're still just a touch darker. Come up with some weird old color here. Then I'm going to go grab some gray. My trim's going to be gray in the end. Big difference now. I haven't mixed anything yet, but you see the color gray. This is all paint that I bought to work on my house with. And that gallon of gray is actually a gallon that was turned out to be the wrong color. I'm also mixing, I'm no painter either, guys. I'm mixing satins with base. I don't know if that's going to work. Just going with a little bit. I don't want to take that too dark. I could more easily go to the store and buy another gallon and pick out my color. But like I said, I've got all this laying around the house. I'm just going to try to make use of it. I'm not looking for anything special. Just something I like and it looks good. Didn't change it much. Darken it a little bit. I bet you that's going to do it. And just a touch lighter or darker. Just a touch darker. I'm actually trying to approach the original color a little bit. Just I didn't have enough paint to do it with that original color, so a little bit more gray, see what we get. Kind of a weird looking brown. But it's all going to work in the end. I promise. Can never keep paint off of me. Yep, guys, I think that's going to work. Close, but not quite dark as. There you go, right there. There's your original colors to, I went from a quarter gallon up to a full, almost a full gallon. Not too far off. I'm going to use that. Two different size rollers here. The thick one is used when you want to get real good coverage and in those deep cracks. The thin one is used when you don't want it so much or you're going on a flat surface. I'm going to use the thin one for this wall. Just a little bit. You don't want a lot in there all at once. Just trying to get an even layer on that. You have to forgive me, I'm in my painting clothes. Now, I'm not putting much pressure on this. I don't want to apply a lot of paint. And it's going to look funny, it's going to be patchy, but that's kind of what I'm looking for. I don't want to roll any too much in any place. See here, it's got it really thick. I want a little bit of that other color showing through. But it's all going to be different. So if we get too much in a spot or two, we'll fix it later. If some of it comes out lighter, we'll take care of that later. See, I only wet my I've only wet this roller once. You see how we get dark spots, light spots, and I didn't wet it much. I know some of you really thinking I'm crazy now. I'm not worried about covering it all. You can see it's all patchy and splotchy right there. That's how I'm going to leave it. I'm going to do the rest of the bathroom like this. Alright folks, I found that the less paint you have on your roller, the better for this. And it's still hard. The only thing I'm really trying to avoid doing is leaving lines on the wall from my roller. Other than that, spots missing, I'm just trying to get it all about the same. And I'm just trying not to roll always in a straight line. Now here I'm having to put more pressure on to get the paint out of my brush. Left the line, so I'm going to try to work that line out. Okay, I need more paint. And you can see that you still have all three colors. Almost done. This is taking me about 20 minutes, no more than a half hour. I'm not rolling it on thick. I'm not rolling it on for super coverage. It's going to help you all that hate going back and filling it all in all the time. See it a little bit better this way. See the lines? Just kind of try to obscure them a little bit. I'll leave it. We're going to work on this further. And that's a little bit too much for me, so I just work some in. So my roller's almost out, but I'm almost done. Some of you might not like it, some of you will. Looks funny. Alright folks, I don't want to get too much paint in my corners, so I don't use a paintbrush. I'm going to use an acoustic sponge like this. And this way I can still get my texture showing through. I'm going to use a straight edge to keep it off the ceiling. Just dab it in where you can get it. Just work at it, it'll go. That might not be too much. I just had to get a sharp edge of it so I can get into the corner. Get up on the ceiling, just going to stick a straight edge in. I'm just going to sponge it here and there. I'm pushing pretty hard to get it in there, but that'll work for me. I have to touch my ceiling up afterwards a little bit here and there. Alright, you see how we have the real sharp black marks up here? I'm just going to dull them just by sliding my finger along. Not the right way to do it, guys, but it works. It's going to be much better than it was before. Wait till we do before and after pictures. Just to blend it in. I'll still have to go up and touch up my ceiling. It's actually dried. At first I didn't like the brown. It's just a bad color, but you can't really tell, but it's actually kind of a brassy gold hue to it. It's kind of interesting.